right, here I am waiting for the Mach-E to charge. I'm a little bit frustrated because I had to mess around with another charging service provider and I couldn't get it to work, so I almost ran out of mileage. I was only down to 11 miles before I came to this place here, right across the street from a Ford dealer, and they didn't even have a charging station there. So I'm at a Chevrolet dealer right now. Kudos to you guys. So I almost had a situation where I'm 2 hours away from home and the car was about to be dead. So what are my thoughts on electric vehicles so far? Excuse me. Those are my thoughts. That's not... Stop charging. It's not... Stop charging. Stop charging. Nope. 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 Stop charging. Nope. Stop charging. Nope. That's a pain in the butt. This is a pain in the butt. This is a pain in the butt. All right, I'm just going to unplug it. All right, I've been here for 40 minutes and we are at 64%. No! What's up, Rated R Cars family? All right, boys, I'm going to lay down some facts on Greta Thunberg's face, or Thunderberg, whatever her name is, his face. All my sources are cited below. I encourage you to check out the articles. Gas prices have doubled since the current administration took office. Doubled. According to them, we're going to be in a great transition to electric. How? So we're going to keep paying double, triple, quadruple gas prices while the country takes 100 years to build infrastructure for EVs? Are windmills going to power this infrastructure? Maybe if you put them in front of the Democrats' mouths. Otherwise, where's this magical transition taking us? What's the plan? The United States has more untapped oil than any other country on the planet. God put it there for a reason, for us to use. Do I miss the exhaust sounds and strong smells of the 70s and 80s when I grew up? I do, actually. But I'm okay to make 500 horsepower with my Mustang now and have vastly better emissions than we had then. Modern ICE technology is great and it's only going to get better. In this video, we're going to discuss how that's already happening in multiple ways, making ICEs better than EVs, and why our Mustang V8s are going to be here to stay. Let's do work. I'm going to say some things that might be hurtful. Let's just say this video would make Greta Thunberg cry. Prepare for a dose of reality, Greta. Get over it. We don't have the technology or the infrastructure for EVs. The infrastructure does not exist. It took me forever to actually find somewhere to charge our Mach-E in that clip you just saw, and then I had to sit there forever to charge it halfway. Meanwhile, there are over 145,000 gas stations in the United States. How long do you think it would take to convert those or make EV charging stations in that number? And even if we somehow did, the charging technology does not exist. You can fill your car's gas tank in a few minutes, definitely under 5 minutes. It takes over 40 minutes to not even fully charge our electric vehicle. Can you imagine sitting in a mobile station on Route 95 and having thousands of cars behind you, or worse, in front of you, when your battery already died waiting for hours to get to the charger? And what if the tow truck's battery died? Or worse yet, an ambulance? There is no under 5-minute charging technology available, and there won't be for a long time, if there ever is. We don't have the materials to make the batteries for the population to have electric vehicles. I'm going to say ICE from now on. Replacing all the ICE vehicles in the United States with EVs would require stunning amounts of commodities like cobalt, lithium, and copper. The scale of that demand can be understood by looking at a letter that Professor Richard Harrington of the Natural History Museum in London sent to the British government in 2019. Harrington said his colleagues looked at the UK's climate goals and the requirement that all of its vehicles be converted to electricity by 2050. Doing so, they found, would require the entire world's production of neodymium, 3/4 of the world's lithium production, and at least half of the world's copper production during 2018. And remember, that's just for the UK. The US has about 276 million registered motor vehicles, or roughly 9 times as many vehicles as the UK. Thus, if Harrington's numbers are right, electrifying US motor vehicles would require roughly 18 times the world's current cobalt production, about 9 times the global neodymium output, nearly 7 times the global lithium production, and about 4 times the world's copper production. The world's! Another reason that ICEs will stick around has to do with the basic metric in physics: energy density. Yes, batteries are getting better, and so are the cars that use them. My Mach-E is awesome, but today's batteries are still no match for oil when it comes to gravimetric energy density, or the amount of energy contained per kilogram. Gasoline and diesel contain about 80 times more energy per unit of weight than the best lithium-ion batteries. Even if you assume that EVs are twice as efficient as ICE automobiles, the energy density of gasoline and diesel is still 40 times better than that of batteries. 40 times. Not 2 times, not 3 times, 40 times. Internal combustion engines keep getting smaller, faster, more efficient, and more powerful. In 1908, the Ford Motor Company launched the Model T. In 2011, the company unveiled its 3-cylinder turbocharged 1-liter EcoBoost. The engine is now 28% lighter than the engine of the Model T, produces about 16 times as much power per liter of displacement, and is more than twice as fuel efficient. 16 times the power and is twice as fuel efficient. And by the way, we have plenty of oil. The year 1981 just called and said that we're out of oil. Well, according to the estimates from that time, we should be. Back in 1981, the world consumed just under 60 million barrels per day, and global proved reserves for oil stood at almost 700 billion barrels. At that rate, the world should have exhausted all its proved reserves sometime in December of 2013. But instead of the last drop of oil being squeezed out of the earth, global production has increased by 46%, and global reserves now stand 1 trillion barrels higher than they did 33 years ago. So not only based on those projections should we be running on vapors by now, but we have 1 trillion more barrels than we did back then. They projected that we'd be out of oil, but the truth is the US has more untapped oil than Saudi Arabia or Russia. This is according to a recent report from Rystad Energy that estimates the US is sitting on an incredible 264 billion barrels of oil reserves. That includes oil in existing fields, new projects, recent discoveries, as well as projections in undiscovered fields. There are literally seas of oil just waiting to be tapped if the government approves it. Texas, home of the Eagle Ford, Permian, and Barnett shale oil plays, holds more than 60 billion barrels of shale oil alone, Rystad estimates. That's more than all the untapped oil in all of China. In Texas alone, there are also vast sums of oil beneath the ground in North Dakota, where the Bakken shale oil play sits. We're never going to run out of oil. And anyway, we can't cleanly power a country of EVs anyway. Sure, maybe some 500 years from now, when everybody is squeezing through forests of windmills to get to the grocery store, new technology is going to make ICEs even better and better. This literally just in yesterday. California-based Transient Plasma Systems, or TPS, has invented a new plasma-based ignition system that can improve fuel combustion efficiency by as much as 20%. In conventional internal combustion, spark plugs carry out the task of fuel ignition inside the engine cylinders. A spark plug creates nanosecond pulses of plasma at a single point that ignites the fuel-air mixture inside the engine. TPS's ignition system works by creating multiple plasma pulses in the ignition module, showing remarkable improvement in the fuel burning efficiency. Dan Singleton, the founder and CEO of TPS, told Ars Technica that his company put their ignition system into the highly efficient 2.5-liter engine of a Toyota Camry and already demonstrated a 6% increase in fuel economy. And that was a stock engine pulled out of a wrecked car, not something specifically designed for testing purposes. Singleton is confident that by working with engine manufacturers, his company can deliver up to 20% improvements in fuel burn, a major gain as the world is looking to reduce carbon emissions. 20%! TPS sees an opportunity to improve the fuel efficiency of engines yet to hit the roads and reduce the emissions they will produce. And here's a huge one. The company is also working to make its product available to internal combustion engines that are already on the market. This would also be a massive opportunity to rein in vehicle emissions as countries aim to go carbon neutral by 2050. And you won't have to wait long if you're interested in buying an ICE car with TPS technology. Amongst the OEMs TPS is working with, one of them is looking to bring the technology to the road in the next 18 months. 18 months. That's aggressive for the automotive industry and could also be game-changing for the internal combustion engines. And lastly, guys, God is going to completely destroy this planet anyway. You're not going to save it. This may hurt your feelings, but it's true. The planet is disposable. Now, that doesn't mean throw your trash out of your car window. It also doesn't mean we should throw away emissions regulations. But you have to have a lot of pride to think humans can save a planet that God said is cursed. We can't, and we won't. Check it out. So drive your V8s, hunt some deer, eat some nice steak, honor God, keep your nose down, and live the life you've been blessed with. And always remember the motto, always be kinder than necessary, and I will see you in the next one.